बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। डियर स्टूडेंट्स, अस्सलाम वालेकुम। आज का जो हमारा टॉपिक है दैट इज एस्ट्रैन. इट इज रिलेटेड विद द एयर पोल्यूशन एंड दिस इन टर्न इज रिलेटेड विद द क्लास 12th EVS सब्जेक्ट. तो आज हम बात करेंगे एसिड रैन के बारे में. देखो, अगर हम बात करेंगे इन जनरल, देयर आर मैनी एडवर्स इफेक्ट्स ऑफ द एयर पोल्यूशन. These includes the ozone layer depletion, global warming, and inshallah we will deal with these topics in the coming lectures. So uh, today we will just discuss a little bit regarding this acid rain. It is one of the adverse effects which are posed by this air pollution. Let us talk today about this acid rain. ये एसिड रैन होती क्या है? पहले अगर हम देखेंगे ये एसिड रैन, it was Robert August. It was Robert August who has basically coined this term acid rain. Robert August उसका नाम था, उसने इस टर्म को coin किया, Robert August, in 1872. तो अगर हम बात करेंगे नॉर्मली जो नॉर्मल रैन होता है, नॉर्मल रैन होती है, द pH ऑफ द नॉर्मल रैन इज अबाउट 5.6 to 6, but the pH value of the acid rain, it is always less than 5. Generally 3 to 4.6. जो एसिड रैन का pH वैल्यू होता है, it ranges from 3 to 4.5. So it has been found the lowest pH value of the acid rain has been recorded in this West Virginia, this is a state in the USA. जो कि lowest possible acid rain का pH value रिकॉर्ड किया गया है, that has been recorded in the West Virginia, one of the states of the USA. तो सबसे कम वहाँ पे एसिड रैन का pH रिकॉर्ड किया गया, that was recorded about 1.5. तो अब तो मसला है कि जो ये एसिड रैन अब क्या है, those rains which have pH value less than 5, those rains are called the acid rains. अब इसके पीछे कारण क्या है? How these acid rains are caused? Causes of acid rain. The main cause of the acid rains, how these acid rains are formed, the main cause behind their formation is the excessive release of the oxides of sulfur, particularly sulfur dioxide and the oxides of the nitrogen. Basically, these are released either due to the natural processes like volcanic eruptions, like this bacterial decomposition, vegetation, rotten vegetation. तो ये चीज़ें, and in by the man-made activities like burning of excessive fossil fuels and these industrial activities, they all release these oxides of sulfur and nitrogen into the atmosphere. What happens? The oxides like SO2 gets converted into the SO3, यानी कि sulfur dioxide gets converted into sulfur trioxide in the atmosphere. Similarly, nitrogen dioxide, it gets converted into N2O5, that is nitrogen pentaoxide in the atmosphere. These later on, that means when it is SO2, it gets converted SO3, and NO2 gets converted into N2O5, nitrogen pentaoxide, and in the air they react with the water vapors and leads to the formation of their respective acids. SO3 forms the sulfuric acid H2SO4, and it forms HNO3 nitric acid. It has been found about 65% of acid rains is due to these oxides of the sulfur SO2, and 30% of acid rain formation takes place by the oxides of the nitrogen, and rest 5% takes place due to HCl, hydrogen chlorides, which are released due to the industrial activities. Now, what are the effects of these acid rains? Effects. This acid rain, it has created many implications in the continuation of the life on the earth. It has this acid rain, it has very harmful impacts both on the plants, upon the animals, upon the vegetation, as well as both upon the flora and the fauna as well. So let us have a look about the various these harmful effects of this acid rain. Let us discuss them one by one. The first, if we'll talk about its effects, that is loss of vegetation. This acid rain, it has led to the loss of about 50% of forests in the Poland, and these in the USA, स्वीडन, इसी तरह इन जगहों पे मतलब बहुत सारे फॉरेस्ट्स, अबाउट 50% फॉरेस्ट्स हैव गॉट लॉस्ट ड्यू टू दीज एसिड रेन्स. तो basically vegetation, it causes destruction of the vegetation or loss of vegetation. कैसे ये डिस्ट्रक्शन करता है, how it destroys the vegetation, how it destroys the vegetation, how it destroys these forests. देखो, there are three ways by which this acid rain, this heavily affects, this harmfully affects the vegetation. There are three ways by which it affects. Number one, that is known as the direct effect. डायरेक्ट इफेक्ट, इससे कैसे ये मतलब वेजिटेशन पे इफेक्ट करता है, उसको कैसे ये नुकसान पहुंचाता है. तो बेसिकली डायरेक्ट इम्पैक्ट में एसिड रेन्स, दे डायरेक्टली इफेक्ट द upon the vegetation by causing several disorders or diseases like this. These acid rains causes the chlorosis, necrosis, defoliation, diebacks. Now, chlorosis, you know, this chlorosis in this very disorder, there occurs the least synthesis of the chlorophyll, either least synthesis or no synthesis of the chlorophyll. Due to this, the leaves, they turn the yellow, their coloration turns yellowish, and the plants are not able to synthesize their food, and ultimately they get weakened, and this leads their death or their killings. तो इसी तरह necrosis में क्या होता है, this causes the death of the cells and the tissues of the plant, so thereby causing very harmful effects upon these plants. इसी तरह defoliation is simply the widespread and unnatural loss of the leaves of the plant. इससे बिल्कुल जितने भी इसके ऊपर पत्ते होते हैं, ये leaves होते हैं, they get fallen down or they get lost, they are lost from the plant body. तो इस तरह ऐसे इससे डिफोलेशन भी होता है. इस तरह डाईबैक में भी killing of twigs होता है, shoots होता है. This starts from the tips and involves all these parts causing their killings. So this is the direct impact of the acid rain upon the destruction of this vegetation. दूसरा, by causing लीचिंग से भी हमारे जो ये वेजिटेशन होती है, ये दिस एसिड रेन लीचिंग प्रोसेस से भी हमारी वेजिटेशन पे मतलब इसके बुरे असरात पड़ते हैं. इट कॉजेज डिस्ट्रक्शन ऑफ द किलिंग ऑफ द वेजिटेशन थ्रू द प्रोसेस ऑफ द लीचिंग. देखो क्या होता है लीचिंग में, क्या होता है, जितने भी ये मतलब ये minerals होते हैं which are present, essential minerals होते हैं which are essential for the plant, for its growth, for its development. तो उनको क्या करता है, जब बारिश होते हैं acid rains, it just takes them deep inside the soil due to the percolating, due to the percolation. इस तरह they become non-available to the plants, and the plants get deprived of these essential nutrients. This is how they affect the plants through the process of leaching as well. Number third, this is uh, dissolution of dissolution of harmful minerals. देखो, the acid rain, it changes the acidity of the soil due to this change in, or due to this lowering down of the pH value. What happens, जो minerals होते हैं, जो harmful minerals होते हैं in the form of lead होता है, in the form of this लेड होते हैं या जिससे एल्युमिनियम होते हैं, इनको क्या होता है, ये बिल्कुल डिजॉल्व होते हैं, दे गेट सेपरेटेड फ्रॉम द अदर सब्सटेंसेस. जब वो डिजॉल्व होते हैं एंड दे गेट एडेड इनटू द सॉइल, एंड देयर एडिंग में आल्सो कॉज द किलिंग ऑफ द प्लांट्स, or they destroy then these toxic substances or harmful minerals they may destroy. These are the three ways by which these aspirants cause the destruction or the loss of the vegetation. Number second, this is destruction or killing of lakes. %25 in USA, 20% in Sweden, and some 50%, sorry, 80% rather. This acid rain, this has led to the killing of the lakes. For example, it has been observed that these acid rains has caused 80% killings, sorry, 25% killings of the lakes in USA, 20% killings of the lakes in the Sweden, and almost 80% killing of lakes in the Norway. तो इससे बहुत ये लेक्स जो है ना, इनको भी किल करता है. किलिंग ऑफ लेक्स मीन्स जस्ट टू कॉज द किलिंग ऑफ द फ्लोरा एंड द फाना which are residing, which are the inhabitants of these lakes. इनकी किलिंग हो जाते हैं. देखो क्या होता है, एसिड रेन से क्या होता है, इसके अंदर जो लेक्स के बेड्स होते हैं, इनके ऊपर मतलब बहुत सारे मिनरल मेटल्स होते हैं, मिनरल्स होते हैं, लाइक एल्युमिनियम होता है, लेड होता है, मैग्नीज होता है. इनको क्या होता है, जब ये एसिड रेन इट कॉजेज द चेंज ऑफ द पीएच वैल्यूज इन दीज लेक्स. तो इससे इस इन लेक्स का जो pH value they become more acidic, or its pH value gets lowered down because of the lowering of the pH values. These minerals, these toxic minerals, they are released, and thereby they causes the killings of the flora and fauna there. देखो इससे क्या होता है, the plants and animals which are living in these lakes, they are unable to absorb the essential minerals or nutrients from this lake due to the increased acidity. इस तरह इनकी killing होती है. It has been found जो कि aluminium है, it causes अगर aluminium की बात, it causes the clogging of the gills in these fishes. वहाँ पे बिल्कुल इनके gills वो block होते हैं या obstruct होते हैं. Because of this obstruction or blockage of the gills, they are not able to respire properly and hence get killed. इसी तरह it has been found that this some of the mineral, these toxic mineral in the lakes, they impede, or they impair, or rather they hampers the reproduction in the fishes, either by causing either by just leads to the formation of the weak eggs or the brittle shelled eggs. तो इस तरह वो इनकी killing होती है in lakes. Man, this is the another negative impact of this acid rain, that is called the killing of the lakes. तीसरा, effect on human assets. जितने भी ह्यूमन एसेट्स हैं, अगर हम बात करेंगे, देयर आर मार्बल स्ट्रक्चर्स, देयर आर लाइमस्टोन स्ट्रक्चर्स, likewise textiles, metallic articles, jewelry, paintings, all these assets of the human beings, they get affected by these acid rains. By these acid they cause the decolorization of the jewelries, decolorization of these paintings, and metallic, due to the corroding action of these acidic gases or these acid rains, the metals they get eroded off, they get disintegrated. तो इस तरह इन मेटल्स पे भी इफेक्ट करता है. इसी तरह जो मार्बल स्ट्रक्चर्स, देखो मार्बल स्ट्रक्चर्स में क्या होता है, जो भी कोई मार्बल स्ट्रक्चर होगा, मतलब वो मार्बल का कोई स्ट्रक्चर होगा जिसमें मार्बल लगा हुआ होगा, या कोई हम ये कहेंगे कि जिस जिसमें लाइम जिस लाइम लाइम स्ट्रक्चर होगा, जिसमें कैल्शियम कार्बोनेट का कोई स्ट्रक्चर होता है. देखो क्या होता है, इस कैल्शियम कार्बोनेट बेसिकली इट when it reacts these marbles, or it reacts these acid rains, they react with these calcium carbonate, that is the marble, thereby leading to the formation of the calcium sulfates. तो इस तरह नाइट्रोजन सल्फेट्स. तो जब ये सल्फेट्स बनते हैं ना, दे आर द सोलेबल फॉर्म्स एंड दे आर peeled away from these structures. Due to this, it causes the pitting, it causes the disintegration of these marble structures. This process is sometimes known as the stone leprosy or the marble cancer. So it leads to this pitting. These cavities are formed in these marble structures, and hence they destroy these our cultural monuments. Like we can take our this Taj Mahal, which is one of the seven wonders of the world, that has also suffered a lot by these acid rains. Similarly, Stephen Paul's cathedral in the this in England, in London, that has also suffered a lot by these acid rains. But this is another impact. चौथा जो है, that is human health, effect on human health. So far this acid rain is concerned, it has a very devastating and it has a very undesirable effects upon the human health. It is heavily causing, or it is deteriorating, it is causing the health problems in case of the humans. So far देखो कुछ mineral metals जो होता है, कुछ minerals जो होता है, if they will remain in the combined state, they will have no impact upon the human beings. But this acid rain, what it does, it causes basically the release of these minerals from these from their combined states. For example, aluminium है, lead है, इसी तरह magnesium है, they are in combined state. When they are in combined state, till then they are not harmful to the human beings. Once due to this acid rains, they cause their release. Once they get released, they get added into our water bodies, into the drinking water, and the plants and the crops use these minerals, which are then utilized by the human beings. This contaminated food, which is containing these toxic metals or minerals, they just causes the damage of the nerves in the children. They causes the damage of the brain in the children. Apart from that, scientists suspect that aluminium, it is responsible for the Alzheimer's disease. This all is caused by this acid rains. Alzheimer's disease, the disease which is related with the human nervous system, it causes the degeneration of the brain cells. तो इस तरह ये impacts हैं. इस तरह it also causes the respiratory problems as well, like it causes the irritation of nose, throat, and causes the lung problems. Besides asthma, dry cough, these are some of the problems. These are other problems, other respiratory problems which are caused by these acid rains upon the human health. तो इस तरह human health भी इस तरह इससे impact होता है. It also cause the irritation of the eyes as well. तो इतना ही नहीं, it also impairs the visibility by causing these smog भी इनसे बनते हैं, उस तरह visibility पे भी इनका असर पड़ता है. This is all about regarding their effect. But now there is the need to control these acid rains. How we can control these acid rains? So several precautions, several methods can be adopted or applied to control these acid rains. Like we can say, reduction of the release of the sulfur, the oxides of sulfur and the nitrogen. हमें इनकी release को, इनकी production को बिल्कुल कम करना है. वो कैसे possible है? Either we have to use those fuels which are containing the less content of the sulfur, or by using these clean fuels, तो वो भी हम इस्तेमाल कर सकते हैं. दूसरा, by using these clean fuels, उससे भी like we can use the natural gas. This may help us in reducing the formation of these oxides of sulfur and nitrogen. तो उस तरह भी हाँ, by washing the coals, अगर उनको हम properly wash करेंगे तो बहुत हद तक जो उसके अंदर सल्फर ऑक्साइड्स सल्फर होता है वो कम हो जाता है, हो जाएगा वो इसका वो कंटेंट. इसी तरह हम एक प्रोसेस है, इसको कहते हैं फ्लू गैस डिसल्फ्यूराइजेशन. इसमें तो हम सल्फर ऑक्साइड्स को रिमूव करते हैं, एंड दिस प्रोसेस इज इन्वॉल्व इन द थर्मल पावर, थर्मल दीज इंडस्ट्रीज, थर्मल प्लांट्स जो होते हैं वहाँ पे अडॉप्ट होते हैं. इस दौरान वहाँ पे बिल्कुल वो जो वहाँ पे हाई टावर्स, रिएक्शन टावर्स होते हैं या स्क्रैबर्स वहाँ पे होते हैं, उनसे जब इस हॉट गैस को पास किया जाता है तो उसमें उसके साथ ही इंजेक्ट करते हैं वहाँ पे कैल्शियम कार्बोनेट, and this causes the neutralization of these oxides of sulfur. तो वह जब उनकी न्यूट्रलाइजेशन होता है वहाँ पे बनता है कैल्शियम सल्फेट. तो कैल्शियम सल्फेट इट कैन बी यूज्ड इन द इंडस्ट्रीज फॉर अदर पर्पसेस एज वेल. दिस by this process we can prevent that we can reduce or we can mitigate the release of the sulfur oxides in the atmosphere. इसी तरह we should use the other alternative sources for the electricity, like we can use the nuclear power plants, we can use this wind energy, solar energy, geothermal energy. तो उससे भी ये कम रिलीज हो सकता है, एंड बिकॉज दे आर पोल्यूशन फ्री. तो इसी तरह हम एक और प्रोसेस लाइमिंग से भी हम इसको रिड्यूस कर सकते हैं. दिस कैल्शियम कार्बोनेट और द लाइम is added in the soils and the water bodies. This thereby causes the neutralization of these acidic oxides there. हाँ, लास्ट पे मैं ये बताऊंगा, this acid rain, it occurs in it just settles down on the earth in two forms. One is known as the dry precipitation, another is known as the wet precipitation. The wet precipitation that settles or falls on the earth in the form of rain, sleet, snow, and mist, fog. And so far these dry depositions are concerned, these dry depositions, they settle on the earth in the form of in this dry deposition the oxides of sulfur and nitrogen, they get added with the dust particles and they settle down on the earth in their dry form. So these are the two ways. So this was a bit regarding this acid rains. So today we will conclude here, inshallah in that coming topic, because we will proceed ahead. Till then, fi amanillah.